Alright guys, today I got a quick one for you. This is going to be a little bit of a caveat emptor video, which is Spanish for do some fucking homework before you start buying really expensive tool bags. Alright, so the first thing... Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't at work and I was in front of my kitchen table. Alright. So, I'm a journeyman plumber. Fresh journeyman plumber. I'm a open shop, service, commercial industrial plumber. That's what I do. I wasn't always that. I used to be a residential service apprentice. I've done a little bit of new construction. I've done quite a bit of remodels. I've been all over the place with my time as an apprentice. I hopped from company to company, doing different kinds of work, which gives me a unique advantage with my job. But anyway, that's the only point that's necessary to that is the tasks that I have had to do for work have changed ever so slightly over time, which means the equipment that I carry and the tools and the bags that I use are better for some applications than others. I'm going to start off with what I started using, take you through the experience, and then show you with what I settled on. So I started out doing residential service, open shop work, toilets, faucets, water heaters, sewers, all that crap. I'm a plumber. I'm not a heating and air plumber. I'm not an HVAC guy that thinks he knows how to do plumbing. I am a plumber. So let me get that straight. I don't need HVAC tools. I don't need a set of gauges. I don't need combination wrenches that mess with little valves, yellow jet. I don't know any of that. So none of my tools or equipment is going to reflect that. So if you're a plumber like that, or if you're an apprentice that is working for a plumber like that, this video is for you. Because I want you to pay attention to this so that you don't make the same stupid mistakes I did when buying these really expensive ass Veto tool bags. This is the Veto Tech OTMC. This is a fantastic little bag. It's got a great design. It's what I started off as. Yeah, I cut the pockets out of that side. That was the dumbest decision I've ever made. I originally got this to carry all my hand tools as an apprentice in. I've got one video up explaining how this used to be. And you can see it looks like absolute dog shit now and there's nothing in it. This irks me because of decisions that I made that have basically ruined $100-something bag. I might be able to get in contact with Veto, see if they'll send me a new... Maybe I can pay them to send me a new internal compartment and undo this stuff so I could have a new one. But honestly, I'm probably just going to give this to an apprentice who needs it. It'll still work. It's just not nice. So, I had all my tools in here. It was fantastic. I had a lot of stuff in here I didn't need. Didn't know I didn't need. But that's that. The internal divider thing, I never really had a use for it. That's probably some electrician's bullshit. Sorry about the shaky camera. I don't have a very nice tripod because, you know what, I'm not a camera fag. But yeah, so I decided to make this a solder bag, and I had tubs of flux and rolls of solder and the pads that I use for, you know, the brown Scotch-Brite pads that you use for cleaning copper. And this was just a solder bag, and it was stupid. It was stupid. I didn't need a solder bag. I could have kept all my tools in this bag exactly the way it is and had a bucket to throw a torch and some shit in. So don't buy one of these expecting to like turn it into a solder bag or any of that stuff. I got the idea from PV Plumber, and I don't think he uses his that way anymore either, because he's got his own thing with that British company that makes British style Veto bags, whatever. Okay, so that's the OTMC. Great bag. If you're an apprentice plumber and you need to carry your pliers, crescent wrenches, you throw some fittings in there, Johnny bolts, say your journeyman lets you fuck with toilets, cool. That's a great one. Alright, next bag. This is actually a really cool bag. This is the DRXL, and I bought a shoulder strap for it, and I've got some pockets in there. I'm not going to open it up because there's just a bunch of random shit I have around the house thrown in there. This was a great bag to carry my drills and batteries and shit in when I was an apprentice and I was moving from truck to truck to truck helping different plumbers different days. I don't do that anymore. I have my own truck now. I don't keep my drills or my power tools in here anymore because I have more power tools than 2 of these could hold. Is it a great bag? Yes. Is it solid construction? Yes. Have I kind of fucked it up a bit? Yeah, the wiring in here is kind of fucked up, but it still works. It still holds. It just needs some TLC. I'll figure out what to do with this bag, so this bag is not shot. It's not at a loss. It still works just fine. I just don't need it for what its original purpose was. Maybe I'll keep it for fittings and shit. I don't know. Honestly, thinking about this now, this wouldn't make a half bad solder bag. I could have a shit ton of copper fittings in here. This is some carpenter shit. Or you put your Allen keys, your T-handle Allen keys, punches. You put all 1,000,000 punches in here. I never even use all this shit. I think I've got like some kind of like socket adapter in here. I've got a shitty little knife, okay. And a Sawzall blade. I think it's the Sawzall blade that originally came with my Makita, yep. Subcompact saw. Great bag. Don't need it, but I have it, so I'll figure out something to do with it. Again, don't buy shit you don't need. Alright, now to the worst offender. This is probably the coolest, in my opinion, Veto bag other than the backpack. But this is the worst offender for me. The Tech XL. Let me adjust the tripod. Okay, you can kind of see it all. It's a big ass bag now. This was the cool bag. I was so stoked to get this as an apprentice. I was like, man, this is the shit. I've got all my tools and they're all vertical and I can just open it up and you'll see everything and like, wow, it's all there. It's so cool. Look, I could stick a meter here like an electrician. Wow, I look so badass. This tool bag is great if you're an electrician, if you've got a shit ton of screwdrivers, if you've got a lot of little pockets, or not pockets, pliers, different types of pliers, different cutters, side cutters, and scissors, and goofy electrical tools. And I need a bunch of extensions for my drill so I can run wire through a residential setting and blah blah blah. It's super cool for that. If you're gonna be on a job site for more than like 4 hours, right? If you're gonna be there for like a day or multiple days and you're doing lots of work that requires different tools, that you're not having to carry material. This would be a good, I haven't done a ton of new construction, so I don't know about commercial heavy new construction where you're soldering shit all the time. You're probably just going to want to use buckets for that. If you're an electrician and you've got a lot of tools, or you're going to set this bitch up on a scissor lift and you're going to run and you're going to do a bunch of lights in a line, and you're going to be up on that lift for hours at a time. This is super cool. Super, super, super cool. Because you got all your tools right here. Just, oh look, I got my shit, and it's right there, and I can see it. Oh, I can keep this flap up, and I can reach, and I can grab stuff, so people aren't looking at me. Even though I'm the only dude on the job with the fucking tech briefcase thing that looks space age and different, and nobody else has one of these. I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. I'm getting rid of this thing because this thing has been flopping around in the back of my truck for like a year now. All the tools that I had in here were out of it in different buckets because I'm a lazy person. I'm not dragging this in to work on a toilet, right? That's inefficient. Yeah, it's lazy, but it's also inefficient. You can't put plumbing material in here. Yeah, you could put electrical material. I got my wire nuts, I got my this and my that, maybe conduit connectors. You can't put plumbing material in here. You can't do that. You could have like Johnny bolts maybe for toilets. You can't have couplings, you can't have pipe, you can't have fern coat. All my material is bigger than anything Veto makes to carry, except for like the big man purse tote bags, which I'll probably get eventually, but I don't need that. I'm a service plumber. I go in, I fix a problem, I write up a ticket, I leave. I could do like 6 calls in a day, and I don't have to be in one place. And so this would sit up right in the side of my van, and I would grab tools out of it and throw it in a bucket with my Gucci briefcase, and you know, it's just inefficient. It's inefficient for what I do. But this is still an amazing bag. I really love all the features of it. I just don't need it. I don't need a bag like that. And that's one of Veto's staple bags. And I know y'all are thinking, well, what about the backpack, man? What about the backpack for a service plumber? You're gonna walk into somebody's house with a backpack on with a million different tools in it? Go right ahead. Go right ahead and walk in their house with your backpack on and pull out tools. And then you're gonna be having to run back and forth to the truck to grab materials and shit. I've worked with one guy who had one of those. One guy who had the tech pack backpack thing. He did HVAC for a living. He kind of did plumbing, but not really. He's not a plumber. He's an HVAC guy. He'll argue against that, but he's not a damn plumber. And now we're on to the current new hotness. What is this? The OTLC. Veto OTLC. Why did I get the OTLC? You know, it's not as cool as anything in the tech series. It's in the contractor series. It doesn't have as many features. It doesn't have as many pockets. I've got half the tools in this bag that I had in the tech bag. These are the tools I actually need. I don't need to have a million frickin' tools. I can get by with just one hammer. Wrench pliers, Nipex water pump pliers, one-stop wrench, little piece of shit husky wrenches for working on toilets, 11-in-1, sheetrock saw, insulation knife, rigid 20s, got a crescent wrench and a demo driver down there, and gloves, and Allen keys, and a level, tape, electrical tester, knife. That's all I need. And going on to the other shit, I got a basin wrench, cutter, P-Tech cutter for the plastic pipe under a kitchen sink. I still use that, and I still do that even in a commercial industrial setting. Ferrule blaster. I don't have to have that in there all the time, but I just did a job at my local bus station. 3 of them. 3 of the local bus stations, the only bus stations in this city. I had to change out every single faucet. I still use a ferrule puller. Great. But there's a lot of tools that are awkwardly shaped. Most of my tools I use don't fit into the Tech Series bags that well. I don't need that stuff. I need to carry
excuse me, I need to carry dope and leak lock and a big barrel reamer from Rigid and a cut up sponge. And this is the coolest shit. They've got a plastic pocket. It's entirely made out of plastic for a scraper, for doing, for taking the wax up off a toilet flange. I never put a scraper in a Veto in the tech bag because I didn't want to get wax all over the shit. And this bag has a pocket where I'm not going to get wax over anything. It's amazing. You know, I can throw, like, you're not going to fit this in a pocket in the, I mean, you could, but then you got to pull it out, use it, and then try to shove it back into the specific pocket. No, you're not going to do that because you're a plumber and you're lazy. I could throw just like random shit in there. Like, this ain't fitting in a Tech Series bag. This is the Wera demo driver. And I just got this and I just used this yesterday. So, I mean, like, odd shit. Odd tools that none of the other trades really have to have like that. I mean, carpenter stuff. Yeah, they have weird shaped squares and shit. Most of the plumbers I work with have 5-gallon buckets, and 5-gallon buckets work. But if you like to have some level of organization to your tools, if you like to be able to immediately identify and see stuff that's across the board with Veto, this is the way. If you work outside as a plumber, you're probably not using these tools. You're probably not getting up on a roof. You're probably not, you know, wrenching on shit on a roof or in a ditch, maybe. But you're going to take this tool out of that bag, put it in your pocket, and hop in the ditch, and then start wrenching on the one thing like a water service, or, you know, you've got a turn bell wrench for repairing a main. The plumbers that I'm talking to know this. The apprentices don't. So when you see people on YouTube with their Gucci bags, these Gucci Veto bags, don't buy something you're going to regret. The only other Veto anything I have other than what I've shown you that I'm actively going to use is the TP4B, and I'm going to put it together as my electrician bag because I do some minor electrical stuff. You know, maybe I've got to move an outlet for a water fountain. Maybe I've got electrical tools. They're in the truck. They're all over the place. I'm going to put them here. So if anything electrical happens, I just grab this bag and I'm good. And that's once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, I'll do electrical stuff. So I don't need to have electrical tools in here, except for a non-contact voltage tester, so that I can just, oh, is it live? Yeah, that's live. Don't touch that. Don't buy the most expensive Gucci shit. Don't buy a Rigid hammer. That was stupid. Way too expensive. Buy quality. Buy nice tools. Buy something to keep your nice tools nice. And then leave it at that. Don't try to pretend to be something you're not. If you're a plumber's apprentice and you're watching this and you're looking at tools, don't buy the tech backpack. Don't buy, you know, the OTMC over there, the first bag I showed you. This is a great bag for a plumber. For most things. All the big, odd stuff. Oh, that's another point. That's another point. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This is just how I think of stuff. I'm going to cut this off at 20 minutes. Most plumbing tools are big, bulky, and odd, and they won't fit in your Gucci Veto bag. This is like one of the few Veto bags that will accommodate that. Y'all have a good day.